into a brand new wave, drowning out the noise that's tame. Liberty whispers through the brave, breaking free from every chain. Nullify the rules they crave, crypto beats that pave the way. Anarchy with minds that's safe, algorithms new dawn today. Out of bounds and out of sight, building futures pure and bright. Escape the grip and win the fight. Welcome into the legacy ride. Beyond control we take a stand, casting off the iron brand. Freedom flowing through our hands, revolution's our command. Decentralize the way we plan, all together we expand. Breaking shackles for the clan, in this journey we're unpanned. Out of bounds and out of sight, building futures pure and bright. Escape the grip and win the fight. Welcome into the legacy ride.
So faith, hope, love abide, these three, but the greatest of these is love. I am the legacy of Jennifer Kaiser. And Weekly Legacy, episode 13, starts now. Welcome in.
What's going on, guys?
We are
How
on
you
a
doing?
journey of righteousness. This is
Alright,
Andrew
bro.
Joseph. I don't know why he broke. I don't know why he broke. Why did you break?
Well, I mean, I am a robot. You're supposed to program me accurately.
Do I look like Elon Musk and XAI? Are you Grok?
Not yet. Maybe someday.
Mm.
Not right now.
Are you going to take the chip to the brain, like Greg?
Man, that's a really good question. I just might.
Hold on. He always shit talks and says I don't say hello. Hello, free. Welcome.
Ohio, gozaimasu. Guten Morgen. Hello.
Guten
do?
Tag. So, speaking of Freedom Moment Uncut, it's Friday, so I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. So, Friday, the game show that everybody should check out. Are You Smarter Than a Politician? Every Friday at 8, typically. So, check that out. So, see, he feels seen. See, I don't forget.
Acknowledge me.
It's something to do with these comments, and I don't know how StreamYard's retarded. So,
Kind of like me. Retarded
so
here.
that's Andrew Joseph. I'm Zachary Kaiser. Welcome to another one. We are on a journey through the Enneagram, utilizing it to establish our faith, our hope, and our love.
All right.
So
It's really But I really enjoy reading into this, confirmation bias, why we feel, believe, and act the way we do,
What do I have to do to get Andrew versus Zach? What
Well,
does he have to do, Andrew?
donate for this, the Bitcoin toupee that I need. Need to be orange with the V or green with the B. You decide. Look at the QR code at the end.
Mhm. We're gonna get to this, but see, that's greed right there. So if you pay Andrew in Bitcoin, you greedy Bitcoin Maximus, he'll face me in a death match live on Celebrity Deathmatch. We're bringing it back. We're gonna bring back the Celebrity Deathmatch. So
Yeah.
everybody's gonna be
Everyone,
there. The
everyone
main
needs a
event,
bank account, a piggy bank.
well, the main event is going to be Dave Smith versus Robbie the Fire Bernstein.
Yeah,
They're
we're just a
turning.
warm up crowd.
We're the opener. Dave is going to turn heel and face off against his old best friend. It kind of sounds similar to another storyline that's very, very not so creative in WWE.
Is
Best
is
friend.
Rob gonna is Rob gonna turn the freaking frogs gay?
Rob is going to turn the freaking frogs gay, and then somehow Michael Malice is going to show up and befriend Rob,
He'll fall down from the
and
rafters.
then yeah, that what's gonna happen is Rob's gonna put over Rob, or Michael's gonna put over Rob, and then we're gonna have a new stable that consists of Robbie the Fire, Michael Malice, and William.
Oh, William,
Howdy, William. So
how do you
so
do?
that's gonna be your new stable. So
Hmm.
so but to get on with it, what do we know about the Enneagram at this point, Andrew?
Well, it's not retarded. It's actually very insightful, and it gives us a lot of motivation. Kind of like
Speaking of
Dragon
motivation.
Chain had motivation without prejudice.
Holy shit, without prejudice too. Wow. That's an even better ruling.
Yeah.
Means they can get back to work. Dragon
He's got an
Chain's on the
announcement going on in about 5 minutes. Let's just drop the podcast and go watch it and come back. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Oh, sorry, we can't do that. We have an audience, just like he does. But
We do.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it on Thursday. We'll have him back on. I don't know. No promises.
Yes. We'll definitely be talking about, we're definitely going to be talking about this next Thursday at 11 a.m. on World Blockchain Roundtable. Now that this shit's all been finally put to rest and business as usual can come back. So good things, positive. So, which comes to where we're talking about today is healthy lifestyles, the 9 circles of health, uh, not to confuse with the 9 circles of hell from Dante's Divine Comedy. Um, he, ha ha, intriguing.
There's
There are 9 Enneagram types, but there are 9 circles of hell. But there's a correlation because you can be unhealthy, you can be immature and strapped to that wing that isn't the best fit for you, personality wise, maturity wise, human wise.
um, there's no conspiracy here. Type sixes. There's not 9 levels of health because of the Divine Comedy, but it's a good numerology gimmick, right?
There is. I do think that there are nine circles or 9 levels of hell, but hell is within your own self. I know I'm gonna get some back. I really am. I'm gonna get some flack by astute Catholics and Orthodoxy and even some Protestants on that level. Like, oh, hell's a real place. You're gonna burn in the fires. Uh, no, hell is the separation from God, and that's what sin is. And we are going to discuss on that. Sin is the separation from God and everything else from other humans because you disintegrate into yourself as you fall apart from the failings of what your goals were. So if you don't attain towards to reasonable and reachable goals, and you fail to attain those goals because they're so unreasonably inarticulate, you're going to falter, and uh, you're not going to be in a good standing with yourself, and thus you're not going to be in a good standing with God either, because you're going to delve into melancholy and shame and dishonor, and you're not going to be in a good place. And that is what hell is, in my perception of reality. It is damnation of non-existence. At the end of this life, if you haven't gotten your shit together and fulfilled yourself in the love and the grace of the Lord, you will cease to exist, because you are separated from God. There is no fire and brimstone, everybody. That's the myth. That comes from Greek mythology. The
Okay.
Christians hijacked it in order to convert pagans, specifically those under the Roman and the Greek mythos, into the ideology of Christianity.
Are you implying the marketing is wrong and that hell is not other people?
I don't think that hell is other people. I think hell is what you make it.
We all got our own little personal level of hell, right?
We all do, and eventually you'll find yourself, if you go on the right path and fixate yourself onto a more positive platform, you will eventually you will receive grace from God. Your whole goal in life is to become graceful and receive the love of the Lord, for which you will be embraced into the ultimate goal, which is salvation, or the great consciousness within Christ, within, yeah, seated at the right hand of the Father. Heaven is real, everybody, but hell is what you make it, and hell is total separation. You are damned to nothing, or you are saved to paradise.
Haunted house or a beautiful, glowing home.
Mm, that's beautiful, Andrew.
Thank you.
Anything more on this intro?
No, I figure we get into the motivations first and just read them off real quick, 1 through 9, and then do the idealized self, and then go straight into levels of health. Is that all
Yeah, I
right with
was
you?
gonna say, but before we jump into that though, like, why is it that we use the moniker gut, heart, and head, when in reality
Well,
I think we should use mind, body, and soul. Mind,
well,
body,
yeah. I
and
mean,
soul.
I suppose that's just like George Carlin put it. It's wordplay, right? It's adjusting to a more broader audience. I don't think it's intentional. It's just the people that are in psychology, or they're
Mhm.
usually people that aren't particularly religious. Not all the time, but
Well, I look at it this way. When you're speaking of the head, in my perception of things, you actually are talking about the consciousness of your mind. And the consciousness is, in fact, your soul, from my perspective. And from most
mm,
perspective, I think consciousness is what is on the outer layer. It's your internal self out, yeah, that will eventually leave this material vessel in the afterlife. Once you have experienced death and you go on, your energy moves forward. Your consciousness starts here. Your brain operates everything. So, I mean, so why consider something, say, as the heart, be your soul, when it is your brain that operates your consciousness?
well, I mean, there are three instincts, right? Two are in control, one's dominant, one's submissive, and then one's outside. Watching from a different perspective, kind of like having your foot on the other side of the fence, right? You're
Hmm.
looking and you're trying to balance it, but you're always kind of watching from the background. And that's what kind of say with type 5 is that you're like a turtle. You're looking, but you're not really looking. You're just kind of observing. So that's a way to put it. It's the way I like to think about it. That's your instincts. And we talked about that in the last couple episodes. The social, sexual, and self-preservation.
But earnestly desire the higher gifts, and I will show you a still more excellent way. What verse is that, Andrew? It's one of my favorite
Couldn't
epistles.
objectively tell you. I'm sorry.
It's from my favorite epistles, 1 Corinthians. Comes from chapter 12, verse 31. Paul to the Corinthians, first letter to the Corinthians. But earnestly desire the higher gifts, and I will show you a still more excellent way. Tell me, from your perspective, how do you define that verse? 1 Corinthians 12:31.
Well, it feels like, that type of reformer's perspective. It's an objective due diligence type of attitude. You reform and try to maximize the potential for good.
What is good?
Well, fully utilizing the resources that you have for the better of whatever project or environment that you find yourself in.
How do you
Culture.
reach good?
You help people. You help them
What if
improve
they
their
don't want?
situation.
What if people don't want your
Well,
help?
that's the decision they have to live with. I mean,
Why would
look
you?
what
Why would you? Go on.
let's say, look what Murray Rothbard. I'm going to butcher this quote, but he says, for anything to be consensual, it's got to be fully voluntarily reached by their own, conscious efforts. Sorry, I don't have the quote on top of me. He's got a lot of stuff to
Why
draw
would you
from.
help Why would you help somebody who doesn't want your help?
You can't force somebody to take your help.
That would be authoritarian. That would be aggressive. That would be a violation to you libertarians. That would be That would be a violation of the non-aggression principle.
Roger Ver put it this way: the golden rule is do unto others what you want to do to you, right? And the silver rule is if you want people to associate with you, you have to be able to let them willingly do so.
And Eddie Guerrero would say, you got to be willing to lie, cheat, and steal. Oh my!
Talk
Rest
about
in peace,
impulsive.
Eddie.
We love you, Eddie.
We love you, Eddie. Resurrect so you can make WWE great again.
Man, I don't know if you could do that. It's probably pushing the boundaries there, my friend.
What, resurrecting Eddie Guerrero? What if Eddie Guerrero was actually Jesus, and he just went home?
I don't know. It's on the end of the podcast.
I can see it, dude. I can see it.
And sadly, wrestling go home means to end the program, end the match. So, for anybody who doesn't know.
Interesting. What's the deal with wrestling? Why are you bringing up wrestling?
Oh, it's carnival language, right?
Is there some sort of link between reality and professional wrestling?
There might be.
There might be. So, talking about the Bible, the week of Easter and resurrection comes up, but with the wrestler. Yes. I mean,
I hear that's a
to
good
be
movie.
fair, I mean, speaking of the wrestler, the movie, that is a good movie.
I've not seen it.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Speaking of Easter and resurrection and talking about how wrestling was actually on Easter, day 2 or night 2 of WrestleMania. I mean, some could actually argue that Travis Scott was the resurrection of Satan.
I mean,
God,
I
that
don't
was a
know.
horrible ending. That was such a horrible ending to such a lackluster match. We all knew it was going to be lackluster. I mean, Cena's going to have ring rust. Cody Rhodes couldn't get over. Well, I know. Guerrero. I know. Free. Guerrero should resurrect. Maybe that would have been a better ending to WrestleMania if Eddie Guerrero just resurrected, came out, lied, cheated, and lied, cheated, and stole for John Cena to win his 17th, rather than Travis fucking Scott.
I just want to see another one of those JBL headshots.
I just want to know what the fuck they were thinking with the 50-year march down to the ring. It took the man 50 years.
Well, he's been in the game for a while.
Who?
You'll be
Travis
surprised.
Scott? So Travis Scott's not been in the game for a while. I wouldn't even
He
say
said
he's in the game musically. Travis Scott's too busy asphyxiating people on his own show.
Well,
You
I guess I was wrong.
I mean, well, you don't know much about Travis. I don't really know. I don't even care. I was gonna say let's play a little game.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter, but let's play a little game and guess the Enneagram personality traits of Travis Scott. But I don't really care. Let's move on.
All right. Time for the motivations of each Enneagram
What are
type.
motivations? What motivates you, Andrew?
Well, secure control. Strong man.
Oh, you're
No.
not even control. You're not even in control of your own life. You're not even in control of your own mind, let alone your life.
Are you going to reprogram me now? Number 1, get it right.
I don't control you.
Get it right. Reprogram me. Number 2, receive appreciation. Number 3, receive recognition. Number 4, experience feelings. Number 5, feel safe and secure with resources. Number 6, reduce risk. Number 7, be liked. Number 8, secure control. And number 9, reduce conflict. And remember, you lean in one way or the other with each one of these. And that's the motivations for each type.
Basically, as one would go, get it right. Am I honest, hardworking, and orderly? How do I get right from right there? How do I move forward? How do I reach a state of perfected consciousness? How do I achieve what I don't know is even out there for me? I mean, the goal, the motivation is to be as hardworking as you possibly can, put forth the effort, the acknowledgement that it takes effort. 2, to receive appreciation. Or am I loving, selfless? Am I helpful? So how do I go forth in building myself up, in helping out as much as I can with whomever is around me? And will they reciprocate that appreciation of me helping them back onto me? So will it be a twofer, or am I just doing this on my own? 3, am I successful, competent, and effective? Receiving recognition, a reception of believing, am I great? Is the grandeur of my achievement the best of my ability? And how do I go about that? Do people perceive me for what I am, personifying myself as? 4, am I original, sensitive, cultured? The experience of feelings, your ulterior motive of trying to reflect as well as deflect your inner self to the outside of reality, and internalize that in order to find something that you're missing in life in order to create fulfillment. 5, feel safe with resources. Am I wise, smart? Am I receptive to those around me? 6, for which they want to reduce risk aversion. They want to feel secure in some capacity. So, am I faithful, obedient? Am I loyal to those around me, to myself, etc., etc.? Am I,
Are
am
you
I, go
you as
ahead.
loyal to me as I am to you?
Exactly. 7, the optimistic, I want to be liked fella. To be liked. Everybody wants to be liked, right? I'm an optimist. I'm always happy and I'm always nice. I'm always polite, but what is it what am I able to am I able to reflect that and get it back to me? And so what do people perceive on me? I mean, I want everything to be great. I want everybody to be happy and I stay happy and you cannot bring me down. The world is fine. No matter how much bad in it, I will make sure that I am liked by putting a smile on. Secure and control for an 8. Am I just? Am I strong? Am I a dominant figure? How do I
You ain't
go
no
about
toast to
showing it?
Stalin.
Are you Stalin? Honestly, Stalin was an 8.
You can have
Actually.
different flavors of eights. You can have the Stalin. You can have the Mises. Mises had an 8
hmm
fix.
And the most perfect of them all, 9, which is the reduction of conflict. Am I calm? Am I in
A
harmony
moderate.
with myself and all? Um, am I balanced when it comes to everything around me, from negative to positive? Am I the true yin yang? Am I creating am I creating such a harmonious aspect of myself to create fulfillment in my soul, in my consciousness, in myself, in my reality, from heaven to the earth?
In a way, you could say isn't 6, 3 are all moderates in their particular area of interest because they kind of blend
Yep.
each center.
But couldn't you also distinguish that with a gay person?
I mean, I don't know how you draw from that, but I suppose
They don't want
if you're
conflict.
on Iran,
I'm gay, so I'm going to trans myself into a woman so they don't execute me. Welcome to Iran.
I suppose it's better than Ancapistan.
What's going on in Ancapistan? There is no Ancapistan.
Not
There
yet,
will
they're
never
not.
be there will never be an Ancapistan, because the reality is as human beings have to have some sort of, let's go back to this. Human beings as a whole are somewhat 6s and 8s. They want a sense of security, control, loyalty. They want to reduce risk, or they want to feel safe. So you're not ever going to have a concept of Ancapistan, because you're inevitably going to lead into an authoritarian regime. Somebody's going to be stronger. You will always have that strong man that comes up and becomes the leader, dear leader. You can strive for Ancapistan, but you will inevitably lead to North Korea.
Well, when you have the line of fixation between 3 and 6, that's a controlled performer, right? That's a controlled economy. So it's really
Well,
all about how the lines connect, and that's the form of government that you'll have. So, you'll have
and
Type 7 government, which is like Mexico, right, where everything's just happy and free all the time, but there's no real regulations. You got type 6 government, which is like United States and Israel and United Kingdom. There's always, an enemy. There's always somebody you had to be afraid of.
Whoa, 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 whoa. If Mexico's a 7 and it's all happy-go-lucky and free, why are they coming over our border?
Because there's no stability.
Mm. Are you telling me that we should just get rid of borders?
I think we should fracture into the wind and have a voluntary association where you're a sponsor for immigration.
Cool. So basically, what's beyond my property line, I don't care. But once you cross my property line, go fuck yourself. But I don't give a shit about your public borders. They're arbitrary and collectivist.
Type 5 governments, like Taiwan, it's very, upright, very, ordered. And they just have everything running for them because they're smart about things.
They come over the border for the value of the dollar.
Well, I mean, it is more stable.
It is more stable. I mean, it's fake, but it is more stable.
It's drugged. The dollar is drugged, but it is more stable. I mean, it's like trying to keep somebody on the operating table healthy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, if you go to Mexico today, especially around the border towns, go get your drugs. Go to a pharmacy in Tijuana. They'll accept. They will only accept dollars. They'll probably only accept dollars now, especially. But they only do business in dollars. They don't want pesos. Really?
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting framework. Like I said, you can definitely glean it. Not even in traditional sense, like we're talking about here with the types of government.
What's Iran?
Oh, I'm sure they're probably a 6. They're probably a 6.
Oh God. They could care less about the actual country. They want the money that's worth more. What do you think about that, Andrew?
Well, like I said, it's really about the mindset of the people that are at the top of the pyramid food chain, top of the card. I mean, this is all a subjective, framework that turns things objective.
And okay, so from that point of view, right there, where does that put us in our, I hate to say collective mindset, but the collective mindset of the world? Where would that place human beings on this list for their 9 motivations, according to the Enneagram?
Well,
with this quote, with this comment right here.
I'd say that there's definitely a line of fixation between 6 and 3 for the major countries like the United States, the major first party countries. Japan is 6 to 2, the more controlled pride, because we all saw what happened in Japan during World War II. They probably got out of control. So it's really on a case by case basis. But if you look at the United States, we have a strong historic history, religious history when we found it, right? But we also want to have that controlled growth, and we're outsourcing our authoritative behavior to take out countries in the Middle East, people that don't really have the potential to fight us back. And that's how we reduce that aggression and that anger.
So we're disintegrating into ourselves because we're failing to we're failing to find a common ground and a healthy lifestyle of choices. So we've yet to redeem ourselves. and to grace,
As
and
a we're,
we've let
we
to
are a young
hold
country.
on. Well, no, yeah, look, hold on. We've yet to redeem ourselves in grace. We've yet to mature ourselves in faith, and we've yet to integrate with love. And the greatest
Yeah,
is love. So we're kind of
that
stuck
is
in
the
this
goal.
middle ground of, yeah, we're kind of stuck in this psyche that that it's me, mine. We don't want to share.
Yeah,
I mean, who doesn't want to share? I mean, there's certain things that, I mean, that is yours that you want to keep. Obviously, we're all human beings here, but I mean, when it all comes down to it on a more metaphysical level, I mean, we're talking about the sharing of love and compassion, respect, honor of duty, loyalty to each other. But I mean, it all comes down to love, and that's what you want to share
yeah.
amongst each other.
I mean, that's the motivations of many a Christian.
And I guess, I mean, we'll say, I guess he just passed actually a day after Easter, after JD Grim Reaper came a day earlier. But Pope Francis, I mean, love and respect or hate the guy. I don't. It doesn't matter what you believe on him, but that is basically what he always contended towards. I think he went the wrong way about it on a and got a little bit too political in essence, but for the most part, he did actually speak of that. I mean, we need to share in the love and understand that human beings are human beings.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So, but I'm gonna put conspiracy hat on, and Malachi back in the 13th century said that there would be 112 popes. By the 112th pope, that will be the final pope. Was Pope Francis the last pope? Are we in the end of days?
That I couldn't tell you. I'm not a Catholic, but I am Catholic friendly.
What the hello's going on in here? Hello, Chris.
Uh oh,
Thank you for joining.
SpaghettiOs.
What is going on here, Andrew? Can you
I
tell
think
us?
we're gonna move on to the idealized self of each Enneagram type. Type 1, I'm right, I can fix it. Type 2, I'm helpful, and my intuition is your need, or intuit to your need in your needs. Type 3, I'm successful, I make things happen. Type 4, I'm unique, I appreciate aesthetics.
Hello.
Type 5, I'm perceptive and I seek knowledge. Type 6, I'm loyal, I'm the glue. Type 7, I'm fun, see the bright side of things. Type 8, I'm powerful and responsible. Type 9, I'm easygoing, I get along. That's the idealized self of each type.
And to shorten it out, I actually like his figure in the book. Um, Kind of short, sweet. I mean, I am right. I mean, for one, I help, not just I'm helpful, but I help for a two, and I'm I am successful. I'm successful. He's right here. It says make things happen, an achiever. Right. I am successful. For I am different or unique, expanding upon the differentiation of what it means to be different. It doesn't just mean you're different like in a bad way. You're just unique in yourself. Everybody's unique. You're all different. Everybody has their quirks and everybody has their strengths and their weaknesses. And we go through life our own our own way. Um, 5 here. I mean, it says, I'm perceptive, seek knowledge. I see through. That's just effectively. I mean, 6, I do my duty. I'm loyal. I'm the glue. I I do my duty. I am the obedient little cuck, basically. 7, I'm fun. See the bright side of things, right? I am happy. I'm the optimist. So, I mean, 8, I'm powerful, responsible. I am strong. 9, easygoing, get along, simple and sweet from what his perspective is on this chart. I am content. Basically, you've reached the balance. You've reached the zen once you've once you have reached 9. Those who are 9s, the healthiest level is that you have reached zen. Mm. Chris does a doofy every morning. I don't know if that's supposed to be
Yeah.
a duty. A duty. I thought I didn't see the T. See, I need my glasses on. I do a duty every morning. Me too. Who doesn't? Nice healthy duty.
It's my duty.
So, but where
Well,
do we stand on that? What how do we explain this in layman's terms?
well, hey Jeff, what's
Hello,
going on?
Jeff. So, thank you for joining.
I mean, it's like I said, this idealized self, the most prominent promotion we can put over to the audience about who we are as a person, right? The way the stress that we experience, the cage training or the crate training, I should say, from our childhood, and this is the concentrated fruit of what we can potentially provide to people. So,
Mm,
type 1, I'm right. I can fix it. I'm going to straighten out all the kinks in the issue. Type 2, I'm helpful. You know, I'm going to produce for you the most, you know, realistic outcome that can solve your problem. Type 3, I'm successful. I'm going to get you to the top of the card, and as I say in wrestling, I'm gonna make sure that everyone knows who you are. Uh, type 4, I'm unique. I'm definitely here to stand out from the crowd. Everything that you say you're not, and it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's for the right thing. It's for the right reason. Uh, type 5, I'm perceptive. I seek knowledge. I'm informed about as much as possible, and I'm the go-to guy. I'm the library on my own 2 feet. Type 6, I'm the glue. I'm loyal. I provide you the security you need to get to where you need to go. Type 7, I'm fun. I'm exciting. I'm fresh. I'm energetic. I'm the Kramer of the group, right? I'm here to
are
feel
you?
good all the time, and so are you. We're gonna have a good time out here. Type 8, I'm powerful. Not
Oh,
that kind of power. I am your rock in the worst situation possible. I will stand up for you. I will go to hell, raise heaven and earth to fix the problem. That's the
you
idealized self
could have
type
just
8.
said instead of with the rock, I am the foundation.
Yeah, well that's true too. I'm sorry, you'll have to forgive me. I'm kind of retarded. Uh, and type 9, I'm easygoing. I get along. I'm the moderate. I'm the peacekeeper. I'm the negotiating partner. I bring everybody together.
I am definitely a 6 and 9. Yeah, drop that
Nice.
link into the comments there, Andrew, and
Okay,
copy and
I'd had to
paste. Yeah,
pull it up. Hold on, just a
there
second.
you can always find out.
Just a
So,
second.
but did you just go through this and basically just repeat what I said?
I guess I did. You have to
Yep,
forgive me.
I think you did. So,
Let's
let's
see.
just
Where's
I
this
mean,
test?
Oh God, he forgot he forgot what the link was.
Well, I mean, I got to
Technical.
find it. I'm sorry. Let me see.
One way to kind of drive all this together and define it all in one little simple phrase, and this comes from Apollyon and even Ignatius terminology described in this book, is the Enneagram types and how to distinguish your healthy to unhealthy nature and finish your journey towards righteousness is to articulate the discernment of spirits. What
Mm,
that means is you're effectively developing your your spiritual instincts here in this material world. Um, you're acknowledging that you are able to either both create something of new, and advance and expand and innovate and reach that conscious state, or you can destroy and be damned and be separated and fall into your faults and your failures and not get out of them. Which, I mean, whenever you fall, you should always get right back up. Um, but there is a sense called false consolation, where you kind of get stuck in this confusion, this state of confusion, spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, that places doubt, and it creates doubt in yourself and doubt on humanity and life in general. It places you in a dark, melancholy state, and it's very difficult to get out of that. Um, but once you work at it and become enlightened spiritually, from my perspective, you will find that gravitation of balance between the dark and the light. You can achieve true consolation, which is that inner warmth feeling, that spiritual openness within inside you, where you have the grace that can be bestowed upon you by God. God gives us the gift of grace through our faith and our love and our articulation of creating, rather than destroying, and you will simply have the power within you. You'll be at peace. You'll find the peace within. You have to find the peace inside your inner self before you can truly expand that out to the world. And inevitably, that power that I referred to is love. Love is power.
absolutely.
So, and Andrew, I know you have another slide
I'll go
that
ahead and
probably.
throw this from the top here. We're going to go from the bottom on healthiest levels and move our way up. And we're going to start from type 1 and go all the way to type 9.
Yeah,
So,
okay. Before you
type
speak there,
1,
Numbnut,
okay. I see how it is.
I have a reading. What is this? A post for ants?
I got it in full screen here. I can read it. I'll read it
Uh,
from the top to bottom. Bottom top.
anyways, oh,
Yes.
wrong one. We have from 2 Corinthians, letter of Paul to the Corinthians. 2 Corinthians, verse. Why'd you take that down, man?
I'm sorry. Well, I didn't want to distract everybody.
But verse 16 through 27, I repeat, let no one think me foolish. But even if you do, accept me as a fool, so that I, too, may boast a little. What I am saying, I say not with the Lord's authority, but as a fool in this boastful confidence. Since they boast of worldly things, I too will boast. For you gladly bear with fools, being wise yourselves. For you bear it if a man makes slaves of you, or preys upon you, or takes advantage of you, or puts on airs, or strikes you in the face. To my shame, I must say, we were too weak for that. But whatever anyone dares to boast of, I am speaking as a fool. I also dare to boast of that. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they descendants of Abraham? So am I. Are they servants of Christ? I am a better one. I am talking like a madman, with far greater labors, for more imprisonments, with countless beatings, and often near death. 5 times I have received at the hands of the Jews the 40 lashes less one. 3 times I have been beaten with rods. Once I was stoned. 3 times I have been shipwrecked. A night and a day I have been adrift at sea, on frequent journeys, in danger from rivers, danger from robbers, danger from my own people, danger from Gentiles, danger in the city, danger in the wilderness, danger at sea, danger from false brethren, in toil and hardship, through many a sleepless night, in hunger and thirst, often without food, and cold, or in cold and exposure. You tearing up there, buddy?
I mean, it's stressful.
You crying, you little fairy?
Just a little.
Are you? Just a little? Why are you a fairy?
It's not for the TV cameras, I swear.
I think it's for the TV cameras.
Well, I am a 4.
What does that tell you?
We're
What
talking.
does that tell you? Everybody goes through hardships. Everybody falters. Everybody experiences hardship. Anything from internally to externally, it doesn't matter what it is. What that's saying is, you don't let life, when life gives you lemons, you take it like a champ, and you like those lemons. Add a little sugar in with those lemons. Have some lemonade. Make some lemonade out of that lemon, out of those lemon juices.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
Sweeten the sour.
Yep.
That's all you do. You sweeten the sour. Because life is hard. Who cares? Life's hard. What are you going to do? Cry about it?
I don't know. And then seek support and hope that the people in your life are going to take care of you.
Sounds like welfare.
I mean, it's voluntary. Is it really welfare? You return the favor down the road.
I mean, it's still kind of welfare. Because what if you don't return the favor? You can always say, yeah, I got your back, man. I got your back. And then you don't pay it back in return down the road.
Yeah, I mean, that is possible too.
There's a lot of people that take advantage. But there's so many, just because there's a lot of people that take advantage of people's kindness. Let's draw it on that. Doesn't necessarily mean that everybody's out for themselves. Not everybody. Most people want to do good. Going back to the segment with Thomas Aquinas, everybody's whole goal in life is for the common good of themselves and for their fellow man. They don't want to do bad. They want to be righteous for everybody. It's just hard. We are human.
Yeah. It's all about action, right? Let's go ahead and start with
crying.
Sorry.
Stop crying, man. Get a helmet. Stop it. Get some help.
Okay. We're going to go from the worst aspects of type 4 up to the center, average levels of level 1, to the best qualities of type 7 here with the levels of development for Enneagram type 1. So the worst aspects, the worst is level 9, become condemnatory towards others, punitive and cruel to rid themselves of wrongdoers, severe depression, nervous breakdowns, and uninstalling themselves or attempts to are likely. Generally corresponds to the obsessive compulsive and depressive personality disorders. Level 8, become obsessive about imperfections and wrongdoings of others, although they may fall into contradictory actions, hypocritically doing the opposite of what they preach. On the highest level of level 7 for unhealthy type 4 is can be highly dogmatic, self-righteous, intolerant, and inflexible, begin dealing in absolutes. They alone know the truth. Everyone else is wrong. Very severe in judgment when rationalizing their own actions. And you get here to the lowest level of health for type 1. Level 6, highly critical both of self and others, picky, judgmental, perfectionistic, very opinionated about everything, correcting people and badgering them to do the right thing as they see it, impatient, never satisfied with anything unless it's done according to their prescriptions, moralizing, scolding, abrasive, and indignantly angry. The middle level of type 1, level 5, afraid of making a mistake. Everything must be consistent with their ideas, become orderly and well organized, be impersonal, puritanical, emotionally constricted, rigidly keeping their feelings and impulses in check, often workaholics, anal compulsive, punctual, pedantic, and fastidious. I knew he'd
There's
come
that
in there
word
when he said
anal.
anal retentive.
Yeah, where's that? There's that word anal again.
Right?
Why are you so anal all the
And
time, man?
I don't know. I just work here.
I mean, I mean, what is with you and anuses? That's not what anal means in this context,
I mean,
but it
you're
is
the one that
funny.
popped in.
Yep. I'm
The
sorry,
highest level
everybody. I
of
had
the
to go blow my
average level,
nose.
or level 4, is dissatisfied with reality. They become high-minded idealists, feeling that it is up to them to improve everything. Crusaders, advocates, critics into causes and explaining to others how things ought to be. And then you start to go into the healthier levels when you grow into type 7. Level 3, extremely principled, always wanting to be fair, objective, and ethical. Truth and justice primary values. Sense of responsibility, personal integrity, and of having a higher purpose often makes them teachers and witnesses to the truth. Level 2, conscientious with strong personal convictions. They have an intense sense of right and wrong, personal, religious, and moral values, wish to be rational, reasonable, self-disciplined, mature, moderate in all things. And the highest level of all for type 1 that goes to type 7 for growth, at their best, has become extraordinarily wise and discerning by accepting what is. They become transcendently realistic, knowing the best action to take in each moment, humane, inspiring, and hopeful. The truth will be heard.
Now, when you read this, is it because you just can't retain all the information in your head to say it in your own words, or do you just like reading?
I do appreciate the reading because I'm kind of retarded.
So you can't retain it, so you have to read it.
Yeah.
Is that what does that mean for you? Because you can't retain it.
I have PTSD.
You have PTSD. What do you have PTSD about? Did words beat you up when you were a kid?
I have a high
You were
ACE
reading
score.
you were reading a book and then the words jumped out and said, "Good the
Booga, booga, booga.
They start beating you up. Be like, you don't read me. You said automapia wrong. I did, actually. That was for the joke. And they started
I
beating all
did.
the letters, scrambled and unscrambled, and then jumped out of the page, started beating you up. And
I
then
did
you just
spell
couldn't.
as a kid, I did spell anti-establishmentarianism right. Don't ask me to do it now because I don't remember how it was spelled. But I did it right as a kid. That could count for something.
You're a nerd. Actually, you're a dork.
And a goofball.
You're a
And a
dork.
wingnut. Knucklehead and a Shagatron.
So, I mean, when we talk about healthy to unhealthy levels, you're effectively right there down below, everybody. Thank you all that have joined live with us. This will go everywhere else on the podcast circuit. Once we're done here, if you want to listen, share, drop a comment as well, join the conversation, continue the conversation by jumping into the comments on Rumble, YouTube, and just adding your little piece. But in the meantime, you can go to this site right here down below and see what your Enneagram type is. Just take the test. Um, it is objectively subjective. Let's just put it that way. So try not to lie. I know. Try not to lie,
Lie, we
everybody.
cheat, we steal. We
Or
lie,
be
we
like Eddie.
cheat, we steal.
Yeah, please. Who sings that song?
I don't know.
Some Mexican. Yeah, let's keep it. Let's keep it that way.
I
Let's
know.
keep it that way. So,
I didn't
thank
quote
you
that song.
everybody. Yeah, thank you everybody that has joined live. And yeah, so let's get back to the show. So, but back to it. Healthy to unhealthy, there is always a balance counter mechanism was put in place trying to distinguish where we lie in our life and how to walk the path of this life as difficult as it is to be as gracious and good as we possibly can be in any capacity. Try to reach any goal that we strive for, even if that goal is to eat tomorrow. I got to make sure that I eat. That's still a goal. That's also a reachable goal. It's a reasonable goal. You got to eat to
Any
survive, right? You need the nutrients.
any progress is good progress.
Unless you're a
If it matters.
progressive.
Well, that's true.
I mean, the progressives just want to create a big giant. They want to create a world that's just a big giant post office. Have you ever been to a post office? I think they've actually changed it a little bit. I don't think they want to make it a post office anymore. I think they want to build a society that mimics the inside of the DMV. Now that's scary. Have you been in a DMV?
I have,
Good luck trying.
unfortunately. A
Yeah,
lot of people have.
yeah. Good luck trying to get any help. You got to pull the
And
ticket, and then it takes about 5 hours just for you to call, and there's nobody actually there. They've called everybody, and you're still waiting. Then they finally call you 5 hours later, and then they're rude, and they think that you're stupid.
they're not even Rick Rude.
Rick Rude. Ravishing. How ravishing. What a ravishing young stud.
Rest in peace, Rick.
Rest in peace. He actually didn't last very long in WCW. Didn't he pass while he was in WCW?
No, I don't think. I think he didn't. He had to end his career early because of insurance thing or whatever.
Probably.
Yeah.
And then he passed not that long ago. It was very, very he had just left for WCW. And then he ended up having to cut it short. So
Well, let's move on over to type 2 level of health.
let's why are we going to the types, man? We don't need to go to the types.
Well, that's what each one of these.
Let's not.
Yeah.
We've gone an hour in. The way that you read, we're probably going to be here till like 5. So rather than read, why don't we discuss the type 2 development?
Okay. Should I keep it up?
Yeah, you can keep it up. Yeah.
Well, I mean, level. There's 3 different levels on unhealthy here. I mean, it'd be better for me to read it, but I mean, unhealthy 2s are manipulative and they're kind of controlling and they're insufferable. I helped you. Why don't you do anything to acknowledge that I helped you and pay attention to me? And a more average level 2 is just kind of codependent. They go along with the program, and so I think he's smoking a cigar. This is really productive. I'm gonna go back to reading it.
No, we're not gonna read it. No, basically
Well,
what you're
then,
saying is a 2 needs other people around them. A 2 needs to be able to reach out with other people to feel whole. And that's how they branch out and fulfill their healthy needs.
yeah, I guess I can see that. They go
So
to
now, I
8
mean,
in
if you
stress
want
and
to,
4 in growth. I
yeah.
I
Now
appreciate it.
tell me,
Good.
yeah. Now tell me. I don't want to stay too long because I don't. Like I said, we'd be here till like 5. Um, and I don't think anybody else wants to be here till 5. Maybe you do.
The
I don't.
people
I can't.
people
I can't.
listening
I gotta
can't
be.
read it. So why don't
but
you read it a little faster than I do?
but because this isn't. We're not an audiobook. But to jump onto the unhealthier idea, where do you think it stands? Why do people that are 2s fall into an unhealthy level of conflict in their life?
Well, I mean, the whole motivation of the 2 is that they're desperate for that security that they get from the father figure, and they didn't get enough you know emotional attachment as a child. Most of the time is because the father ghosted them, and so what they do is they try to become more so emotionally warm that nobody's going to ever want to leave them again.
Now, how do we fix that? How do you if you're in the so far down in the negative as a 2, how do we get to a healthier or at least into a midway point on the path towards a more righteous aspect of life?
Well, you kind of have to understand that the people can't be with you all the time, even though you may want them to be with you all the time. It's like I said, to go in to become codependent. Um, it's it's about managing expectations of life.
Hmm. And with that, I think we could probably move on to 3. So we're
Okay.
not, yeah, because we could spend a lot of times on talking about 2 because two's a little. It's one of those concepts where you can be at a very high. You could be at the very highest of highs or the very lowest of lows. But you can also see that in a lot of everybody as well. But
Well,
that is effectively how I look at it.
2 and 4 are basically 2 sides of the same coin, right? Pride and shame. They have opposite goals, but they're really, in realistic terms, they're the same goals, but they just reflect each other backwards. They invert each
Hmm.
other. But
Mm,
you said you want to go to type 3,
yeah.
so
Let's talk about type 3 a little bit. Although we've already effectively discussed the types on the last 3 episodes. So, I mean, do we really need to go more in the detail of the types? I think
uh,
we could probably clump all of this in the one setting because I think we've kind of defined them all, and where they need to go and what you need to articulate in providing yourself into a more blessed to a cursed contrast. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like let's do 3, 4, and 5 together. Actually, so when it comes to 3, and you can cycle through, we'll keep 3 for a minute or so. But like when it comes through 3, 4, and 5, um, and they are effectively similar in my opinion the on the scale of healthy to average to unhealthy levels of different stresses.
Well, the unhealthy type 3, there's, like I said at the bottom here, is vindictive. They're controlling. They're the real narcissistic personality types. That they're very emotionally dry people.
Mm,
They get ahead any way possible. They're realistically they're chameleons. The traditional chameleon is disguised as the type 3. They can blend and move with the energy in the room, and they're different
I
different people
I
for
I
different
I I get
different
that,
group.
and we've already pretty much discussed this on this program in our 1, 2, 3 segment 3 weeks ago. So we know that they like to disguise their feelings and their aspect of reality, their perceptions sway. They are the achiever. So on the unhealthy side, they're going to reflect more on a narcissistic level of not really giving a shit about
When at
anybody
all
but
costs.
themselves. Um, but I mean, when it all comes down to it, I mean, I to spin it and I mean, really not much else to say on a 3. I mean, we kind of understand where they are and what they need to do in order to get to that level of a healthier or mature atmospheric lifestyle.
A healthy level 3 realizes they don't always have to be winning in an argument
Huh.
or in a situation. They they can kind of settle down, and it's like Hulk Hogan, right? He says he still gets those shakes every time. It's like 7 o'clock, and he's like, I'm not in the wrestling arena or whatever, but I still got. I just have to sit down and work it out a little bit and understand that this isn't who I am anymore. I may have, had this for a long time, but I can relax now and not have to try to
Mm,
chase the ring, as Macho Man would say.
yeah. Well, you get what I'm saying though. Like I want to take this more as like let's sum it all. I mean, you can go back. I mean, I implore everybody. I mean, pick up this book right here, or just do some exploring on yourself. Go back to our latest episodes
Pause the video and read
of
these
the
for yourself.
yeah, and check it out. I mean, we define it. I think what we need to do here is we need to sum it all up. I mean, so take the slide down. I'm audible. I'm placing an audible on this one. The emperor.
Okay.
Yeah, the emperor of this program is calling an audible. So we do know that everybody has their quirks, and everybody needs to tweak some things in life, right? Whether you're a 1, 2, 3, a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it stretches off. You can attach yourself to each wing, right? Everybody, each one of these defines each other. You get what I'm saying? Don't give me that sour look. I want to hear you sum it all up. Let's combine it all.
Well,
I
I
want to
mean,
hear from you on the sum it
I'm
up. I will put the Andrew Squirm Cam up, man. Without having to have slides for each type. I want
well,
to hear
I'm
you sum it all up for all of it and what this all means, putting it all together. Put the
well, I
teachings all
mean,
together.
the whole goal here is for people to understand how, a different perspective of how personality works, right? And that's the unique thing about the Enneagram, is that there's different level of health compared to like Myers-Briggs. That's the
Mm-hmm.
general description. This is really next level stuff
Mm-hmm.
from my perspective.
No, I get the sour look. You really, really you want to go one by one, but I mean, we are somewhat in a time frame, right? And we've already discussed this, but let's reflect on 8, right? You're an 8. That's your main type, correct? Tell me, what is for an 8, what is your what do you want to achieve to fulfill your maturation of as an 8? What do you want to achieve? What do you need as an 8 in order to finally secure yourself and your own motivations?
Well, I mean, an 8 is the challenger. That, like I said before, they've got PTSD, right? So it's their goal, at least my goal, is to do as little damage in, you know, making an argument or a situation as possible without getting angry and flustered and upset.
You're getting a little upset, and I understand that, but is it not of is it not of the challenger to
It's
kind
the
of
characteristic of a challenger that once they've lost control, they go into a rage.
what?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not what I'm trying to say, but is it not of the challenger to get a little flustered when somebody else challenges them? Do you not like being
It,
challenged?
it is the pressure test, right?
And that's where think of this as an experiment, Andrew. I'm giving you a pressure test. I'm trying to observe how you operate as I'm building your self-esteem up. Take away all the tricks of the trade, and let you come out of yourself. You get what I'm saying? And let's be you. You don't need something to read off of. You are a brilliant mind in your own. You've ascertained all of this on your own. You've done your own observational research. You've read this book. You've done your own, you've used the internet well to study the Enneagram. So I want to take away your crutch, and I want you to articulate what this all sums up to, because I think in this section of the book, that is effectively what Richard Rohr is doing. He is summing up everything on the pathway towards our journey of righteousness, or our common good analogy in life for where we want to where we want to roll to. Where do we want to see ourselves? What motivates us, effectively
You know.
speaking?
Well, you kind of, for an 8, you would need an audience. A lot of 8s go into politics
Why didn't you go into politics?
because
I
I'm
like
kind of
this
retarded.
conversation because you're kind of retarded, dude. Have you listened to a politician, man?
Yeah. Bomb, bomb, bomb,
Why do you
bomb,
think
bomb. I
that?
ran.
Yeah, what do you think that is? Why is it that a lot of 8s go into politics?
Well, because that's where that's the honeypot, right? That's where the power lies. The concentration, the ring, as they say in the Lord of the Rings.
So because of their insecurity and wanting to feel secure in their
They don't want to be
lust
perceived
for
as weak.
power, yeah, their lust for power and strength, they fall into a certain scenario where they can be seen as a relevant figure who can control and lead people. Not necessarily control, but lead people in some capacity. And inevitably, there are some negative consequences where you end up controlling and manipulating people. But I mean, is that sort of what where 8s lie? Is that where you see
I mean,
yourself?
well, they felt as if they were insignificant as a child. That people just walked all over them, and they couldn't fight back. So that's why they were. It's like the the war in the Middle East, right? We spent 20 years rage just attacking and trying to control the region to beat the shit out of it, so that we could get it out of our system. They needed a sounding board, and that's what a lot of eights do.
And then to speak for yourself on this level, where do you see yourself? I mean, is your motivation when you say in your past, as an eight, and most eights are like this, you fall into this sort of trap that you tell yourself because of certain insignificant trivial matters in your past life that makes you feel small. You have to climb this ladder as you get older to basically like a peacock, right? To fluster those feathers out, and say, "Hey, look at me!" And then you unzip yourself, and you're a gigantic bear ready to rip someone's face off, right? I mean, that's effectively what the negative effect is of your thoughts of being so insignificant, which you are not, by the way, that you have to personify yourself into a significant form, and it reflects into a negative culture.
Well, it depends on the wing you're using. So, like a 8 with a 9 wing, right? They're more like a circus bear. They're just trying to entertain people and live a humble life. And then you got 8 with a 7 wing, which is more the radical, and that's like the grizzly bear. They're here for blood. And sevens, they're the young at mind, childish type, right? The Kramers of the Enneagram. Here's feeling good all the time. So they're always, skirting responsibility and avoiding, avoid. They're fuel for the eights, rage.
So, do you think that the sinful fall for an eight would be that of pride?
No, the sin for 8 is control, lust,
I
bigger,
know.
better, like Vince McMahon.
Mhm.
There's never enough.
I know. I mean, that's on the chart. I mean, sure, yeah, control, lust, but I mean, does it correspond more with pride?
Well, you go to 2 and pride is an 8, so you help
Hmm.
them, you help people. Therapist, right? A lot of people say that 8s are good therapists because they challenge, you to think objectively about the things that have happened to you.
Hmm.
So that's one application of pride at this best level.
Do you think you matter, Andrew?
Do I think I matter?
Yeah. Do you think you matter?
I mean, I'm important to my family. I think that's important.
Also, William Drink. Um, yes, you're important to your family. You of course you matter. You matter to all those that are around you, your loved ones, your friends, your family, the family that you create, whether it's by blood or not by blood. I mean,
Yeah.
family is family. Of course you matter. No shit, you matter. William is highly caffeinated now because I've said matter so many times.
Did you
But of
donate matter?
course you matter. So donate to matter. Donate some matter because that's what matters.
It just doesn't matter.
So that's where it lies with an eight, is you're trying to fulfill that niche in your life that you matter. You've totally lost the notion, the
Plot.
realistic notion that you do matter. That I mean, you see things so large that you fail to see it on the trivial small portion. And that's what actually matters, is in your small sphere rather than the whole.
Don't say that.
Who's the therapist now?
Right. Amen. Amen.
So
Damn, you
with
won.
that,
You white pilled once. Let me black
white
pill.
pilled one.
Just one more
White.
time.
I'm not a one though.
I know.
So as far as what I want you to now, let's flip the script. I'll let you flip the script.
Okay.
Talk your talk to me. Welcome to
I gotta be
therapy
here all
session
week.
with the legacy.
You son of a bitch. I'm just kidding. Now, Zach, why are you unique?
Why am I unique? Why are we all unique?
How can you be authentic?
How can you be authentic? What does authenticity mean? Nobody's
know.
actually truly original. If you really want to think about it, we're all copying off of somebody. We all have some sort of mentor or some
It's a
sort of idol,
reflection,
some
right?
sort of role model. Yeah. So how can you? Yeah. So originality, as much as original as you can be for your own self, um, you can't really be completely original because we're impressionable. I mean, that's just reality.
I mean, that's what
But
this
we
is
are
all about.
unique. Yeah, we are all unique in our own capacity because we all have our own individual thoughts and processes, and we got to get through our lives our own way. But but as far as as far as being authentic within our uniqueness, I mean, we're not. How can we? How can we be original? How do you be original in a world that's not really original?
Well, you're not Italian, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, Italians copy off the Germans, so it's one reason why they couldn't they couldn't really conquer the Germans.
Yeah.
Got a mania.
I guess that's why I got to go Deutschland, right? Have a little brewski.
That would be got a mania.
I know.
Anything more to elaborate on?
What
There,
emotionally motivates you? What drives you as a person?
what drives me as a person? I've never been actually asked that. What drives me as a person? I don't know. I really don't. I couldn't tell you. I
You
guess
don't
I
like
just want to be
outrage?
a. I don't. I
You don't like
really don't like
clickbait?
outrage. I don't really like clickbait. What is clickbait?
Mm, it ain't
I
this
think it's.
podcast.
I think that's what's wrong with our society. We've been manipulated into a cluster of just glorified social anxious ADHD. I mean, we're hitting so many. There's just so much out there, so much information. Most of it's just retarded. I mean, that we forget what reality is. So we're on from one thing to the next because we're mind fucked, as they would say. But what motivates me? I try to trying to drive myself to be what I was raised to be.
What anchors your ethics and morality? What do you think?
God,
Okay.
my mom, my grandmother, who probably has come down, been sent down from heaven to whoop my ass a number of times, and I don't even know it.
You gotta people looking after you, don't they?
Hmm. Sometimes I say maybe I need to have my face put into a wall. You need that a little bit. You really do. Sometimes sometimes you need a little bit of reality. You really do, because I mean none of this cushy little you're bad. You need to change your ways. No, sometimes you need someone to walk up to you and punch you right in the fucking nose. Take you down a peg as you're standing up thinking you're big and bad and this and that, like you're the best. Nobody can fuck with you. Oh yeah, well there's bigger, badder people out there. You need to drop a peg. Speaking of pride, you need to drop a peg. Sometimes you need that happen. You need that to happen directly.
I understand that.
Like nigga, like a fucking nigga. I've had a knee to my face. Fuck my
What was
whole
that like?
face up, dude. Well, first off, the coward was a coward. So yeah. So I will say, wasn't my fight. I got yeah, but after I ducked a couple pussy little punches and then botched on a DDT to where I released the grip because I thought it was done. Plus, I didn't care. I got a nice little shiner in the face. Nice little knee to the face. Gave me a shiner. Broke my cheekbone too. I think it was no, it was the left side. Broke my cheekbones. Nice little shiner. Bloodied up my nose. I needed more things to happen down the road to really kind of straighten me out, but kind of straightened me out a little bit. Realize I'm not invincible.
We're all weak in our own way, right?
Dude was a coward too. Dude was a snitch as well. So, mhm. Actually, they were all
Flawed.
snitches. But yeah, not fun.
No. No one wants to get in a fight, man. But
No, nobody
need
does.
we need somebody to put pressure on us to keep us in line.
That's how I look at it. I mean, I've probably been in like maybe 4 fights in my life. I'm 2 for 2. Literally, I'm 2 for 2. I can actually put a record on it. Been 4 fights in my life, 2 for 2. 2 losses, two wins, 2 losses. 2 losses, I got my ass kicked. 2 wins, I beat the shit out of that person. For real. I have stood up for myself as an adult through life multiple times. Sometimes it got even uglier. Nothing, yeah, and sometimes it was in a stance of politeness. I've always punked people out because I use my words and I call them for what they really are. Nobody wants to fight. Nobody, yeah. I call them out. I'm like, really? Well, let's do this. Let's go. You really want to, I mean, you want to run your mouth, calm down. Let's do this. Nobody wants to. I mean, nobody wants to fight. You're exactly right. Nobody wants to put themselves in harm's way. And why should you? Especially if you have a family. The only time when it comes to like your family, like if it comes to your family on your little homestead or whatever, and a threat, then yes, put yourself in harm's way for your family, for your kids, for your wife, your girlfriend, the mother of your child, for your mom, for your dad, your sibling, brother, sister, whatever. Stand up for your own when the time comes.
How did that
But
motivate you to do better as a person? What kind of momentum did that give you in life? Or did that actually detract from the momentum?
what do you mean?
Well, I mean, you go through these issues. Is it really helping you, build your life up and improving it, or is it just,
No.
detracting it? That
No issue. No
is it
negative.
making
No negative confluence in your life is going to ever fix anything. Negativity is a self-fulfilling prophecy. You are fulfilling the fallacy in your head that you're nothing. So if you follow the trek of negativity, you will fail. You will become nothing.
Will you be
If that makes
righteous?
any sense. Will you be righteous if you fall into
If you
negative speak?
if you follow down that road of negative reinforcement,
No. You won't. You won't be. You won't find righteousness. You will only find sorrowfulness, and yeah, sadness and pain and suffering.
well, then you need, less adversity, because that adversity is what puts you down that path.
I disagree. Adversity is what builds us, though, because it makes us
It holds you
stronger.
back. It holds you back and makes you take a longer path to success.
It builds you.
It's unnecessary pressure on something that's not ready to hold up as a level of support. It's
You're
like building.
conflating. You're conflating adversity as if it's a negative thing, though. I mean, negativity, negative thinking, negative design within your own mind. Yes, that's going to hold you back, but adversity in itself isn't going to hold you back. It's going to build you up. Because if you can get through it, then you have the whole world at your disposal.
If you can get through it, but if they keep adding it more and more to you, gives you more and more to work through, you're definitely going on the wrong path.
That's negative
It's like
thing.
that
That's all in your head.
Atlas Shrugged, right? I could keep carrying this weight. It's not my responsibility, or I could just let it go.
That's all in your head. Negative think is all in your head.
It's the center of fear.
I think adversity actually helps you mature a little bit more. Is it mature or mature?
Mature.
I believe it's mature. It's
I guess
French,
it's the
remember
audience
that.
decision. Damn French. They ruined Frenchy French.
Or the damn
Left
English.
libertarianism.
Hate to break it to you, man, but actually, if it wasn't for French, you wouldn't have English, or at least modern English.
What about the damn Germans? You need German for English too.
Yeah,
That was
you need
pretty
the
damn
German.
smart.
You need English is German, Anglo-Saxon German mix of languages, and French, Norman French.
Just
English is a
I'm
bastard
finding out.
child, man.
I'm finding out, man, because I'm fucking around.
Mm-hmm. You are fucking around. You are finding out. We've cursed a lot today. It's been good.
Welcome to
Sometimes you
the
gotta
legacy, right?
release some stress by some curse words. What else you got? What else you got to downgrade me?
I'm trying to downgrade you. I'm just asking questions, challenging you.
Mm-hmm. Challenge
I'm
away.
showing how authentic you are.
What are you talking about? Authentic.
It's just spice of life, right?
I guess it is what it is.
We're all characters, good and bad.
Well, yeah. Some of us are all NPC characters. There are a lot of NPCs on this earth. And I really do believe that there are human beings walking this earth that don't have a soul. They're literally just here as background.
I can see that.
So-
I
because
mean,
the only reason I say that is they're inept to narratives. You can't really change their mind, and you can look into their eyes and see nothing. They say the eyes are the window of the soul. Well, when you look into somebody that you can kind of tell that they're a NPC, you see no life.
yeah. This has been good.
Has it?
I believe so.
Has it been good? We're rounding out about an hour 40. And every time we go 2 hours, man, I can't use StreamYard to get my shorts for us to post.
Well,
And I ain't paying for one of them AIs, and I'm not creating my own shorts. That's a pain in the ass. And I know you don't want to do that either.
I'm just here to eat shorts.
Jorts.
I have charts, but shorts will be fine.
Yeah. Are your jorts are they short jorts or are they average size? Do they
I
go
don't know.
past the knee? Do they go past the knee or do they go all, or are they so short that they stop right around the groin line?
I need a microscope.
A microscope.
Yeah,
For what?
to determine anything and everything. I'm weak.
Mm. Is that the reason why you're an 8?
Excuse me.
Ladies,
Go play with my Jurassic Park truck that my uncle gave me as a kid.
ladies, it's not the size that matters. It's how you use it. It's how
the
you
murderous
use it.
rage.
We're not even talking about. Oh, yeah, I was trying to make a sexual joke into an intellectual one. It's not the size that matters; it's how you use it. Everybody's brain is basically the same size for the most part, but we
This thing
all.
right here, that's my emergency brake. I get too upset, I use that so I don't, hurt anybody.
Mm, mm. Well, just so you know, us men have 2 brains.
Okay.
There's another brain that just will not communicate very well with the brain.
Right?
And lust and desires, and that's okay.
Well, I mean, it's Pinky in the brain for you.
Now we all understand what Pinky in the Brain really was, and what Pinky really was.
Narf.
Penis.
This
To
is why we're a very
conclude
successful podcast.
to conclude before we get too much in the slap happiness to end. How do you conclude this? How do you include today's episode, Andrew?
Well, I could just go through the rest of the charts to keep them up for a couple seconds so people can read them, or they could go to the Enneagram Institute website and just look at them themselves.
And you can also go to enneagramuserguide.com, copy and paste in the comments, and go do go to the test yourself, find out what you might be. So, and then like Andrew said, you can do this yourself. But yeah, man, here's the type 4 levels of development.
Type 5 levels of development. Type 6 levels of development.
Hold on, I think that's funny that see 5. and then 6 is spelled out.
I
That's
didn't
funny.
make this. I just took a screenshot.
That's funny. Got type 7. Their healthy level is. I mean, honestly, when it comes to a 7, they're trying to find that balance between their optimism, their high optimism, and reality. Let's bring that optimism down to reality, right? So obviously 8. That another spelling.
Like I said, I just took a screenshot and threw it together on paint.net. Type 9.
Mm-hmm. And type 9 is trying to distinguish the concept of tranquility. To sum up 9 for how it becomes more consumed in a healthy lifestyle. Tranquility. It's literally it's the final form. It's the final boss. Except for it's not a heel. It is babyface through and through.
A moderate.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a babyface. It's very harmonious.
I don't want
Everybody,
just keep
every so now you can be a heel. You can tween, but I think that's more of an unhealthy level. When you're tweening, going closer to that heel, that's where you're unhealthy. But the concept is to go more towards the right, or if you're historical, to the left. But to the right, where you're trying to reach that paradise notion of tranquility, peace, that harmony within yourself, true consciousness. And that's why Christ in himself was most definitely a 9.
We'll be here all week. It doesn't matter
And that
though.
is yes, I mean, we could be here all week. We could, and that is probably why we should probably go ahead and wrap this up. So otherwise, you're right. We would probably be here all week. We'd probably be here for the next 6 months. I don't know how that would work on using StreamYard. It might cut us off after like 5 hours, but have to restart over. But still, we'd be here for a while. So, all right, let's do it again. Take the test, everybody. We'll be back next week.
EnneagramUserGuide.com/Enneagram-test/TriCenter-wing.
Mm-hmm. And we'll be back next week for another dissertation of the Enneagram through the Christian perspective. Finishing out, we're coming full throttle to the finish line. We're almost there. It's been a long ride. It's been a very, very interesting race. We're still losing, by the way. I forget. I don't know who's ahead of us.
I
Oh,
don't know.
Satan. Satan's beating us right now, but we're inching closer to pulling into the lead against Satan. So, I mean, so as we're getting closer to the finish line, we will hopefully win as we take this journey towards finding our righteousness through the Enneagram. So, join the conversation over on and drop a comment over on YouTube or Rumble alike. Leave your piece, like, subscribe, give us a follow, whatever you call it on Rumble, and find us everywhere else on the podcast sphere, and help a brother out, man. Help brothers out. Get this content out there. Share it with your family and your friends. I like word of mouth, anyways. I don't like social media. I think word of mouth is better because then you know that you're actually sharing this to real people. Whereas on the
Right.
internet anymore, it's all bots. So, but my fellow bot army, because I am a bot as well. I'm a Russian bot. Andrew's a China bot. Oh, I'm sorry, North Korea bot. My bad. Dear leader. That's right.
Glorious. glorious later.
So to our gracious bot army, let's finish this with a prayer. Sing it. Say the prayer in your hearts, whether you're Christian or not. You can still pray, meditate, whatever. But in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I commend your soul up to the highest, and thank you for joining us. Amen. And live long and prosper. Andrew, is there an old man behind you? I think he went home today.
Yeah.
Thank God.
There's some wrestlers in the lobby, though.
Oh,
Over there.
as always. Oh, you know what? Holy, dude, I think one of them might be Eddie Guerrero.
No. We got Sting, though.
Oh, Sting. Dang. I actually had the Wolfpack Sting with the red face paint. And it was also cool because I had the trench coat and his baseball bat too. So it was red and black Wolfpack Sting with the trench coat and the baseball bat. I went everywhere with Sting, dude. That was my dude back in the day. I think I lost him on an airplane.
Sorry. I got this thing from my uncle. So,
but yeah. So, but with that, that's Andrew Joseph. I am the legacy of Jennifer Kaiser. I'm Zach, and we salute you. Have a great weekend. And just
thanks for watching, guys.
Find yourself. Just find yourself. You're out there somewhere in here. You're there. Peace.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Den.social. I'd like to welcome you to WCW Nitro.
You know, brother, you think you know what it takes to beat Hollywood Hogan, monster, climb in the ring, and try out the largest arms in the world. Holy snap.
You want to wrestle with H.R. Ric Flair, you gotta be able to walk that out and style and profile. Woo! You really think you're ready for the spin? You really think you're ready for the Scorpion Deathlock? You think you're ready for a fatal encounter?
This is why they call me the total package. Do you have a pain threshold to withstand the butcher rack? Let's find out.
Hallo, hier ist Alex Wright. Wenn ihr High-Flying Wrestling Action wollt, Spinning Sidekick, Top Turnbuckle Dropkick, dann nehmt mich. Der Sieg ist euch sicher. Versprecht euch.
Oh yeah! Watch the flying elbow drop off the top rope. Not only beat people 1, 2, 3, but I hurt him real bad.
It only takes one of 1,000 holds. I think you're man enough for the challenge.
You better be ready to wrestle, because you know, when you get in the ring with Eddie Guerrero, it's going to be high-flying and exciting.
Hey, anytime you feel froggy, man, I'll slap on the buzz killer and rip your shoulder right out of socket. Wolfpack style!
Hey, funky boy. Like there's a choice here? Good God! Pick the man with the plan. Pick DDP.
Hey, all you suckers out there, you wanna play the game? You wanna play with the big boy? Put your feet on the button, cause when you go down 110th Street, it's gonna be on like neck bone, sucker.
This is Booker T from Harlem Heat, hardcore OG brother from 110th Street. The minute you punks got the guts to step up to the plate, push the button.
Yo, Chico, you selected Scott Hall? Get ready for a wild ride on the outside. Come on. Take me. I'm begging you, take me. Please take me.
You think you got the courage to step in the ring? I think you're gonna wind up with a snap neck from the choke slam.
Technical wrestler, high flyer, brawler. Don't matter what you consider yourself to be. When you're in the ring with the crippler, you're a loser.